Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I'm the Red Baron and today we'll be taking a look at some premium aircraft today. This is just the intro. I've just got to kind of explain this. First off, a guy by the name of Wolfless Thunder on YouTube asked me about some premium vehicles. So instead of discussing them in a comment section, I told him I would make a video of it. And so that is what I'm doing today. So shout out to him for giving me an idea, which was very nice of him. So the ground requirements are, one, the aircraft must be unique to that country. I'm not doing captured premiums, so no Japanese FW190s or German LA5s. No, none of that. We will just be doing aircraft strictly designed by the country that were unique or prototype to that country. The other one is cost and effect. What can you do with it versus how much does it cost? I obviously have quite a few vehicles, so I know quite a lot of the costs of things. So I'm going to be doing it that way just to make sure I try not to break your wallet. Just because I figure it is my duty to give you guys all the best deal on what you guys would think about purchasing. And these are just not in any order. It's not top 10 best premiums. I generally don't do top 10s until the top of the year or top of the new year, just because I do top 10 favorite vehicles of the said year. But this is in no way the best vehicles. These are just my personal favorites, and some that I feel that if you're in the market to spending a few bucks on the game, that you will find too. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Okay, so at number 10, we have the B25 J30 Mitchell Bomber, which is a rank 3 battle rating 4.3 bomber premium of the USSR. This is the only one that I'm actually going to break the rule of the unique vehicles to them, just because they did have a lot of P-39s, very few Spitfires because they didn't like it, B-25s, A-20s. They, under Lend-Lease, they kind of had these, and they kind of made it their own. So this is the only one that I'm going to kind of break that rule on. This aircraft will set you back about 1,450 golden eagles, so it's not too expensive for a beginner premium. It is rank 3, so you can easily grind through rank 4 and even beyond with this, and it's also very passive. It's a passive money and RP maker, which is, I mean, I don't mind free money, but sometimes it can get a little boring, so I prefer a fighter. For armor, it's generic. X-ray, same as pretty much any other B-24. It does have the 450 cals up on the nose here, which is really nice. And it's pretty well defended. It's not fast, but it's not slow. It carries a little less payload than the standard B-25, say in the American tree. It only gets 3 500s instead of 4, which is kind of a bummer. But still, for 1,400 golden eagles, you can't really go wrong for a starter. So that is why this one is on the list. Moving on. Next vehicle is the A2d1 Sky Shark. This might break some people's bank. This is 4,890 golden eagles, but it is a rank 4 battle rating 7.0 strike fighter slash bomber and attacker, and it can also dogfight very well because it has 4 20mm cannons, T-31 cannons, with 800 rounds between them. So between aircraft and ground pounding, you have a very, very successful bird, along with being able to carry its max payload of 8 500-pound bombs and 2 2000s. That's literally almost 3 base worth of bombs right there, which can make bombing very, very nice for other aircraft, say your B-29s perhaps. Also, this thing did get an up tier, which is kind of a bummer. It used to be at 6.7, now it is at 7.0, which, I mean, it can go down to 6.0, but this thing is basically seeing jets. It is in a jet battle rating, so if you want to get a little bit of practice fighting some early jets. That's another very good aircraft. Armor, there is none. You've got these Allison engines. It is a turboprop, so they are two basically jet engines turning a transmission to turn two contra-rotating propellers. And this thing also comes with a pro of radar, which is very, very nice. So you can kind of avoid planes if you don't want to fight them. Yes. Moving on now. Okay, first up for Germany, there are two premiums for Germany that I would highly suggest. Both are the same price and both kind of have a little bit different play style, but both kind of do the same thing. So the first one is the J288C. This is a rank 4, battle rating 5.7 bomber. It's a prototype stage of basically a continuation of the Ju-88 family. I was going to add the 388, the Night Fighter version, just in case that would be good, but there's another aircraft I would like to share after this that fits the bill. This thing will set you back 4,880 golden eagles, which is getting up there again in terms of price, but hey, if you're buying one, it shouldn't cost that much. So now if you're like me and you buy 169 of these, it adds up. But yeah, this thing is also known for being very, very fast. I have sometimes had to slow down just to be able to kill fighters, and killing fighters is what this thing does well. It has a 20 mil here on the tail and 13 mils on pretty much everywhere else, which makes it very, very deadly when it comes to fighting. It's got a little bit of armor in the cockpit, and again, everyone is stationed up in the front. So pilot snipes are common. You'll have a lot of people just flying in head on and shooting straight through and killing pretty much everyone. This thing does, however, carry two 1,800 kilogram bombs, and it carries them at just under 600 or 700 kilometers per hour, which is quite nice, considering how heavy those are, which means you can basically destroy two bases. So yes, the next aircraft that I would like to talk about is the Donier 335B2, excuse me. This is basically what took the place of the 388. This thing is also 4,880 golden eagles, so it's relatively the same. It can carry one 500 kilogram bomb and two 250s, but it is armed with three 30mm cannons, there, here, and there, along with two 20 mils. It's basically a standard entry Donier 335, except it packs more of a punch, and it also is quite the fighter. I mean, this thing has killed more fighters than I can count on two hands. So, you know it's good. It's also got a very good reward. It's another rank 4 at 5.7. So basically, you can take your pick between passive money again, or actually working a little bit. And also, you can also learn some other stuff while grinding through the tree, or whatever you're doing. Should you buy a premium first and then use that to grind for an aircraft you want to spade later? Also, this thing makes silver lines very, very quickly. So, yeah, that was number 7. So, moving on. The next aircraft is the Blackburn Fire Crest. It is a 3.3 rank 3 fighter and strike fighter. This thing used to be a higher battle rating, but then they dropped it, and I like it where it is at now. It has two 12.7 M3 machine guns, which are the same ones found on the F-86 Sabre, those very fast-firing ones that light everything on fire. So you can expect to be doing that. It is a premium, but you will have to grind for it. But I also did put the Golden Eagle cost, which is around 4,000 Golden Eagles, because it is a squadron vehicle. So if you aren't in a squadron, it might be a bit difficult. But hey, I have a squadron, and I'm looking for people. So if you'd like to join, I will leave an email down in the description below, and you can email me, and then we'll set something up. And then you might be able to get this for free, even. But it is fast, at least at 3.3. I believe it was at like 4.7 5.0 or something ridiculous where it was not very fast, it was not very agile. It got walked over basically by everything. It also carries quite the ground ordnance for tanks. You've got two 500s, a torpedo for ships, and 8 RP-3 missiles, which is kind of light, but better than nothing, I guess. Yes, the Fire Crest, also a very good looking aircraft, so if you want to get it, I'd suggest getting it. It'll help a lot. Next aircraft, A7m1 Nk9H. This bird is at 5.0 for a very good reason, which is fairly good because it's right smack dab in the middle. This thing will also set you back about 2,190 golden eagles. Has a fairly good top speed, has two 13 mils and two 20 mils on the wing, which is a little difficult to aim, especially if you're a low tier player of Japanese, which has a lot of nose mounted arms, like the Zeros, which have 7.7s, things like that. It might be a little difficult trying to aim these 20 mils and 13 mils, but I assure you it's very, very easy to learn. The plane is also very responsive, very maneuverable. I found myself, before I got the crew upgraded, blacking out quite often just because of how quickly this thing would turn. It was very quick at the turn. It has a 15-second turn time. It is a rank 3 5.0, I said, and doesn't really carry any notable secondary armaments, just two 60-kilogram bombs. Nothing very nice. This is the green skin for 200 golden eagles. And this is the default skin, which is okay. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous looking, kind of yellow, but I mean, it's okay. I mean, if you don't mind having a yellow plane, I actually haven't seen this yellow plane for quite some time. Actually, now I've been using the green so often. So, yeah, this was the skin I used when I first got it and was learning how to fly it. So, yes, we'll be moving on to my second choice for Japan, secondary option. Little more, but a lot more. Okay, so the Kai 87. This aircraft I have not died in once. I have always had a good match in it. I have only flown it about 6 times now and have accumulated probably close to 25 kills already. So you can kind of do the math. That's about 3 kills a game, which is very good. This thing was on the store, I believe, for $29.99, like, I believe, almost 2 years ago. It's been a while. I haven't seen this plane for a long time, and just recently, earlier this year, about January, I was able to get my hands on it. Again, it's a rank 4, 6.0, so yes, you might see jets, but do not fear, this thing is very fast at 707 kilometers per hour at an altitude of 10,000 meters, which is never achievable because there's no sense on going that high. Not even the bombers make it there, even if they try to become spaceships. It's also a very heavy aircraft, which means that diving and energy retention is a strong suit, unlike a lot of Japanese aircraft. It kind of reminds me of a Zero crossed with a P-47. The turn time is a lot more than a Zero at 22 seconds instead of 16, but the speed is a lot more, and the stability and the energy retention is a lot more. So it's kind of a cross between a P-47 and a Zero, in my opinion, or maybe Kai 87. It kind of has the Kai 87 look, but it's still a very good aircraft. But now, as I said, this thing was on sale a long time ago, but now is quite a lot at 6,090 golden eagles, so it's quite expensive. But for what you can get out of it, it's quite nice, especially if you do 6.0 tanks. Not really, that was a joke. That is only one 250 kilogram bomb, which isn't, in my opinion, going to do a whole hell of a lot to anything that you even think about going after. Maybe an SPA, but he'll probably shoot you down at 6.0 before you even decide to drop. Yes, that is second option. That is for the pricier boys, not so much the cheapos. Cheapos go for this. Expensive guys who have a little more to spend but a lot more to do, get the Kai 87. hands down, one of the best aircraft in my opinion. We have Italy, which I have had this aircraft for a long time now, probably a year and a half, 2 years and a half about. I has been disappointing me recently, but before it was one of the best aircraft I ever flew for Italy. It is how I ground out most of Italy. Also how I got my very first jet, the F-84G. That took a while. But again, this thing is a rank 4, 4.7. Has some okay mods. It is a torpedo bomber variant, so it does carry this. Kind of similar to the British torpedo. But it is now 4,300 golden eagles, which is a little bit, not too much though. It's kind of in the middle. But for what you get, the premium, 320 millimeters, 650 rounds, it's a good deal in my opinion, and the premium bonus, of course. It's maneuverable, it's fast, energy retention's great, dive speed and control is good. It's kind of a jack of all trades, master of a few of them. The only thing I wouldn't do is turn fight Spitfires and Zeros. You might be able to get away with it. Has a 19-second turn time, so maybe the first 2 turns you might be able to get through a Spitfire, but anything else, no. American aircraft are easy as pie. Russian aircraft as well. You should have some good times in this aircraft if you ever decide to pick it up for yourself. Again, it is 4,300 golden eagles, and when I bought it, it was $29.99 plus tax on the Gaijin store. So don't have to worry about that now. Next aircraft. Here's another passive-aggressive moneymaker, in my opinion, and grinder. It's the Vautour Premium, which sits here, 9.0, rank 5. Helped me get basically all of the props done, and then I kind of golden eagled my way through the jets a little bit to get the Etendard. But this thing carries 10 750-pound bombs. But if you really want to be greedy and go after all 3 targets, you can take the Snebs 23s, which you get 76 of, and the bombs, and then you'll be able to bomb all 3 and destroy all 3, which is very, very good. The other thing that this gets, which kind of makes it passive-aggressive, is you are looking at quite a large aircraft, but you do get 4 air-to-air missiles, which is very nice, along with 4 30mm cannons right there, DEFAs, which are very, very similar to the Aidens. Flying this is a lot like flying the Hunter, just add a couple thousand pounds to a Hunter. Basically, it's a fat Hunter. A fat twin-engine Hunter, basically. It even kind of has the spine like a Hunter, but it carries bombs. As I said, it's a fat Hunter. It gets parachute, is quite fast. At least if you get down tiered or at 9.0, you shouldn't have any troubles making it to the base. Dogfighting, if you turn fight, you die. A lot of stuff you will be able to outrun. It's just very good. This thing will set you back $49.99 plus tax on the store, so it's getting up there again. These last 2 aircraft, 1 and 2, will get you in price, but I assure you the benefits and the premiums are very good, and they're also kind of a starter way for jets. I was kind of debating whether or not to actually put jets on here, but I figured it would be, it'd be good too. So yes, now for the final vehicle, Sweden's J29D. This thing is armed with 4 Ak 30 mils, which again are very similar to the DEFAs or Aiden cannons that the British and French use. They're mounted here. It does also get 4 very big missiles that I believe do have airburst, which basically makes them, close range air-to-air missiles that are unguided. But it's a very, very nimble fighter, almost as maneuverable as the MiG. It's quite quick. It's not as fast though as the MiG or the Sabre, but it is 8.7. which means if you get down tiered to 7.7, you will be romple stomping teams. And for the price tag of $49.99 plus tax on the Gaijin store, it's a plane worth going through. Plus, when I bought it, you had to buy it to get through Sweden, which, funny enough, I'm actually done with. All I need to do is buy that for $700. But that it would never be on this list because it's not worth it. I mean, $49.99 with the rank 5 8.7 jet fighter, that gives you 682% RP and 660% silver lines. I'm sorry, that's pretty fair, I'd say. You're basically going through the entire tree of Sweden very quickly, very efficiently, whilst making plenty of money in RP and free XP should you want to use leftover Golden Eagles, because I believe it comes with 2,000 Golden Eagles, as well as some premium account time. Along with the Vautour, I forgot to mention last, that also comes with it. But yeah, if you and it also teaches you low tier jets at lower high tier jets, basically. It's not low tier jets. It's not 7.0, 7.3, 7.7, whatever. But it's low high tier jets. So yes, that is the premium review. Okay, so that was the premium review. Thank you to Wolfless Thunder again for giving me the idea, and hopefully I can reach 100 subscribers so I can think up the giveaway soon. So yeah, with that, hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to always leave a like, subscribe, share this with friends, get it out there, and yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Have a good day. I'm out.